Okay, welcome everyone. This is the August 2025 Augusta School District Board of Education meeting. We've already established a quorum. We are going to get started this evening with the tax rate hearing.
Good evening, everybody. Annually, the Board of Education is required to hold a hearing to discuss and allow public comment on the proposed tax rate. The proposed levy for the 25-26 school year is 3.3136 in the operating fund, 1.3149 in the debt service fund, and 10 cents in the capital fund, for a total of 4.7285 per $100 of assessed valuation. We are rolling back the operating fund tax rate and moving it into the debt service fund. This is due to the Hancock Amendment and allows the district to maintain the existing total tax levy. For your reference, in your packet is a copy of the tax rate calculation sheet, a historical review of the district's tax levy rates and assessed valuation, and a copy of the notice that was placed in the newspaper.
Are there any questions about the moving the tax from operating into debt? Okay. Any other questions in reference to the tax rate? We will ask for approval and under action items later.
Thanks, Cap. With that behind us, let's, can I get a motion for the approval of the open session agenda, please?
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Thank you. And now a motion for approval of the consent agenda items.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Communications?
Yes, we have no board communication for this one.
And there were no requests for public comment.
Thank you. Next item is the finance report.
The draft ASBR is included in your finance packet tonight. We will submit the ASBR to DESE by the deadline of August 15th. We are currently working on edits between now and our annual audit. The ASBR includes the Fund 1 to Fund 2 transfer, and it also includes the Fund 1 to Fund 4 transfers that we did this year. The district annual audit will be conducted on site on August 26th, and the finance department is hard at work compiling the requested documents for the auditors they've requested. That's it.
Any questions for Kat? Thank you.
Next item is the instruction report.
Back to school is here. It is time. Just a couple of things we've been working on the last couple of weeks. So last Tuesday and Wednesday we had a little more than 60 teachers sign up voluntarily time to work on curriculum writing. So they worked on their scope and sequence for the year, pacing guides, unit guides. So this was work that was continuing from the work that was done at the end of May and in June. So these teachers were able to choose a stipend or career ladder hours for the work and time that they put in. Yesterday, our new staff reported for training. It was a very productive and positive day. Myself, instructional coaches, really enjoyed getting to get to know our new staff, and we're super excited for them. And then all staff came back today. We've received the ELA and math resources for all grade levels. Instructional coaches and administrators have gotten all of the resources to the classroom teachers. Those are ready to go for the first day of school. And then we've scheduled training for all staff with the new resources starting today. So we actually did have math and ELA training today. So the remaining PD days before school starts are filled with learning sessions, time for teachers to work in their rooms, and some team building activities.
How many new staff do we have?
25.
Certified?
Yes, yes. 25 certified, thank you.
Anything else? Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
What would the percentage of turnover be for 25%?
10. No, a little higher than that because we get 250 total, so
And some of those retired.
13, 15%.
Okay.
which is down from what it's been the last couple of years.
It's considerably lower this year than it was in previous years.
That's good.
And we also filled positions a lot quicker, I feel like, than we had in previous years.
I would agree with that. I feel like that anyway.
Next item, 15 on the agenda is special services report.
Okay, so first thing is the Firefly program that we did. The program was a tremendous success. This was an outstanding opportunity to build valuable skills such as work ethic, leadership, punctuality, responsibility, and accountability for our students. Their presence, their ability to follow directions allowed the rest of the custodial staff to focus on other priorities. It freed up our maintenance team, reducing the amount of time they needed to assist custodial staff with moving items throughout the building. These students came out of their shells over the course of the program. Many began this summer very shy and reserved, yet by the end, they were stopping by my office after work to share stories about their day or things they found. They also developed essential teamwork skills, learning how to collaborate effectively and challenge in any workplace. When a team member struggled or was reluctant to contribute fully, they worked together to problem solve and support one another, ensuring everyone's success. And one of them even talked about when he graduates, he wants to try to get a job with the custodial staff. So it was a great opportunity for them. We're also excited to announce we're going to do a new thing called Back to School Bash. Our goal is to make this an annual community tradition filled with food, fun, and connection. We have some food trucks that we're asking to come along. Weenies and Paninis, Soda Pop truck, and the Kettle Corn truck. Games and activities was our plan for all ages, and we're going to have what we call the swag table. This will be available to purchase, like hats, t-shirts, crew necks, and all those proceeds will go towards the special education fundraising this year. And then we also are doing our Special Olympics Track and Field Day, on October 1st with a rain date of October 8th.
When was the food truck one again? Did you schedule it yet?
September 9th.
In the evening?
Yes. Oh,
What
September
time?
4th.
Is it Friday or Thursday, 4th?
I think we were thinking about a Thursday, but something with football, so I think they were thinking about making it a Wednesday.
Okay, because Friday's the 5th.
Okay.
We'll get you the date on that.
Yeah, I'll get the exact date. There was a lot of discussion back and forth of trying to make sure that we feel like community could attend with church and football and everything going on.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Maintenance report.
All right, well, I'm gonna try to go through my list pretty quick, but try to give you a rundown of a lot of the things that have been going on over the summer. So recently completed items, PTO had purchased some playground equipment over at Macquarie. That's been installed. New lockers here in the girls' volleyball and basketball locker room, ones that were just old and damaged and needed replaced. Thanks to Little League Football, they purchased an additional AED for us, so we're gonna have an AED out in the storage shed by the practice fields now, so that's a good addition. As soon as we come up with a cabinet, we're gonna put it out there so it's encased in it. I think we have an extra one laying around, we just can't seem to come up with it right now. Of course, yeah, the white.
We have
the
an
white.
extra cabinet somewhere?
Yeah, because we replaced a couple this year
Okay.
with some bigger units. You can put blood cleanup kits and EpiPens and stuff inside the cabinet with it. So Macquarie sidewalk, they had some edges that needed grinding down, got that done. Some tile repair in the buildings. Softball recently had a bullpen installed on the home side down third base foul line, so they've got a place for pitchers to warm up during games now. Get the lead out, so the new legislation from last year, those filters that we added last year have been replaced over the summertime. In the high school gym here, there was new padding put up on the ends. The roof leak at Macquarie down second grade hall, that's been taken care of. Several HVAC repairs. That's not really completed. I'll get to that in a second on in progress. We've got some repairs coming up. course, district inspections over the summer. We had backflow, fire sprinklers, fire suppression systems, the fire panels. All of those inspections that Mike lines up over the summer have been completed. We've started on interior paint at OUE, so the gym is complete, and then the rest, and the restrooms, one set of restrooms, and then once school gets started back up, we're gonna have a guy painting at night to do the hallways. So basically the lower, below the dark section where it's gotten dingy and paint worn off from kids touching it, so we're freshening it up, upper. HVAC, so a recent check, Mike going around the district here toward the end of summer, that resulted in 5 rooftop units that we will be replacing, that had been kind of limping along on one of the 2 compressors. Well, now the second compressor is gone, and you don't put compressors in 30-year-old rooftop units, so that's an expense that we'll have coming this month and probably next month. 2 of those are scheduled for install tomorrow, 2 are scheduled for Monday, so just with one of those not being replaced before school starts. And they think they can get that moving enough air to keep that area. The area that's cooling doesn't have a lot of students, and it's interior, so it should be easier to keep cool until the new one gets here. And then coming up in the near future, OUE is getting gym padding at the end too, instead of just the center section. I'll have the whole wall. That order just finally arrived. One that we're really excited about here at the high school. So the ADA buttons, the handicap entrance buttons, and the new computer technology don't play nice with each other. So Logan or Mike or whoever found a company that makes those talk to each other. So now when a student in a wheelchair or an adult can push the button to activate the locking system, so when they unlock it, then they can push the button and be able to come in unassisted into the building. So we're excited about that addition for students in particular, to be more independent that are here at the high school. The last thing I'll talk about just a little bit on safety and security. So we went to some training recently from the I Love You Guys Foundation, which is a nationwide organization dealing with school safety and school security. A lot more school districts and a lot more police departments are starting to use the same terminology and the same things when related to school safety. So we're switching to that model, I guess, for lack of better terms, like using the same terminology like for a lockdown or a hold or a secure in the classrooms. I think Officer Bell did the presentations today. I think she said 38,000 school districts are using this now. And it all came out, unfortunately these kinds of programs all come out of previous tragedies, that these families have done this. So in addition to that standard response protocol, we're really ramping up the reunification efforts, having evacuation sites and reunification sites in case that we do have a tragedy. And our SROs have worked really hard on putting a lot of this together and helping organize it. So we're excited to have more and more things in place all the time as related to school safety should we ever need them. So excited about that.
Did they report today, the SROs, or did they not come back till the first day of school?
So they're around. I mean, they work just regular patrol in the summertime, so they're here. So they're actually always excited when teachers come back, because then they can kind of come back and start having people to talk to and things. So I guess another thing they've done recently, they put up there's on all the exterior doors, you'll notice like a stop sign sticker. Stop the Prop is another kind of nationwide really initiative just for propped doors, because lots of bad things happen in schools when doors are propped open. So our teachers overall do a pretty good job, but those Stop the Prop reminders on every door really help. So.
Do we do a walkthrough safety assessment facilities every year?
We do, and that's something the SROs and I are gonna do a better job of this year. They do like daily checks, like they go around twice a day checking all the doors, and they log that, and that's just part of their routine. But we're gonna revamp the safety committee this year also, so it'll be the SROs, myself, Logan, Mike, Allison, and the assistant principals, all on that group to really focus more on safety items. And if we need to make modifications or changes to the physical site, what can we do?
Do we ever bring anybody in to consult on
Occasionally, so the Center for Education Safety does have people that'll come in and do it, and if they can't, they have companies they recommend that do it for a fee. But the Center for Education Safety has folks that go around and do site assessments. We're also going to be using their emergency operation planning tool through K-12 Safety. It's a new product that they have available to schools that we're excited about. It'll be a more thorough operations plan, emergency operations plan than we've had. So excited for that. Yeah.
that? When was the last time we'd say we had like an independent, somebody walk through, like, has it been post the security improvements we've done, the film?
No, we haven't done that type of, so every year we have a safety, kind of an overall safety from our insurance company, and they come and do walkthrough on big ticket safety items. It's not as much on the security side, it's more on overall everything from fire suppression hoods to shop equipment's bolted down, out in the ag building. Kind of a bigger picture, but we're gonna dive into that more this year too.
Okay, yeah, I'd be interested to just, in that independent, somebody who's looking for those vulnerable things throughout the district.
Yeah. And our SROs do a good job of that as they go around, but definitely it's always good to have a set of outside eyes
Really
doing
trained.
it. Absolutely.
On those rooftop units, were those at end of life, or was it a service issue? Or?
All 5 were over 25 years old,
Oh,
and I
wow.
think 3 of the 5 were over 30 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yes.
That's a good.
And that'll be a common theme for the next few years
Right.
because, the middle school is 30 years old, so cat's ready for it. One of those was here. 4 of them were at the middle school. No, 3 at the middle school and 2 were here, I think, yeah.
Do we do our own service, or is that contracted out?
We do the regular service
Right.
things, but anything bigger.
Repairs
Bigger
is-
items, yeah, repairs. Mike's really good about making the repairs, but also good about knowing his limitations, and when they need somebody in, he just gets them in instead of wasting a lot of time trying to figure it out, scratching his head.
Maintenance report. Anyone have any questions? We'll move on.
Busy summer.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, thank you, Roger. Thank you, I should say. Superintendent's report.
Yeah, just a couple quick things, as Ms. Smith had mentioned. Teachers all returned today. We had new staff yesterday. Tomorrow is our opening ceremony convocation, starting at 8:30. So we'll have all staff district-wide, all departments, everyone in the auditorium. It'll be good to see everybody back, and truly the kickoff to the new school year starts then. I do want to let everyone know that we are planning September 5th, in advance of the Clinton football game. We're going to have a community tailgate. It'll be in the north parking lot out by the ag building. Just kind of putting things together right now, tentatively starting around 5:30 and going till about 6:45. But out by the parking lot and into that field of Macquarie, west of the existing playground. So we'll be getting some information out about that. Everyone will be welcome to attend. Hopefully have a good time before we play Clinton that night. So that's what I got.
Next item is discussion items. The first one is the OHS Bulldog break.
So I asked the high school administration to be here because they're making a change to the schedule this year, and to just kind of go over that, so you could possibly get some comments from people asking.
Thank you.
And I'm normally not a very talkative person, but I've been talking about this so much, as soon as I see your eyes gloss over, I know it's time to stop. So last spring, Caitlin and I went to a conference and we picked our sessions. And the one session I really wanted to go to was on different pyramids of interventions for high school, because that's really something we don't have an opportunity to do with our schedule. And I sat down and they start talking like this has nothing to do with pyramids of intervention. They're talking about a concept called power lunch. And then as they kept going, oh, this actually is a great opportunity for interventions for our students. And so what we're going to do, I have notes to stay on topic here. What it is in our old schedule, the kids had a 20-minute lunch and a 25-minute advisory period. Advisory, honestly, was not effective. It was pretty much a waste of time. For the first day of the week, the kids do grade checks, they email their grades to their parents, they talk about attendance. Then the rest of the week was really kind of like a 25-minute nothing period, okay? So what we did is we combined that, so next year we'll have our first 4 hours, then we'll have a 50-minute break in the middle of the day, okay? During that 50-minute break, the kids can grab lunch, they can get hot lunch down in the cafeteria, or we're looking at doing cold lunch up here, so they have two different areas. And they can get at any point during that 50 minutes. And then they can eat the lunch at the in the tile gym or in the commons. If they want to go out to the football field, they go out to the football field. There's an outdoor picnic tables out there they can eat at. If they want to sit in the hallway, they can eat lunch. This is kind of part of it is you build a responsibility in the kids, because if you make a mess, you're going to lose your right to participate in Bulldog Break. And so you have to clean up after yourself, police yourself. We do have 10 staff members stationed. The whole building's not open. Like, areas past our office is closed. No one can go there. They call it Area 51, the south of the building. No one can go there. And we have 10 teachers stationed, plus us and Officer Lockhart. And so we have 13 supervisors for these areas. The teachers will get a 25-minute lunch, and then there'll be a bell that rings halfway in between. And then that's when our teachers know either to go on duty or to take their lunch break. So the way the interventions build in with this is with the e-hall pass system, teachers can tell kids, hey, you have an appointment with me, we need to work on this math. And so they'll send them an appointment pass, and the kids know they have to go there for at least 25 minutes. Does that make sense? If a kid has an F, they're not allowed to participate in the Bulldog Break. They'll be assigned like a academic detention. They'll actually be in the tile gym with me and Caitlin and maybe a teacher. So Lynette Williams tracks all that, and so we're very lucky to have her do that for us. So that's that. So the positives that we like is relationships. Kim McMahon, her advisory class, the way it was, she was having 40 kids show up just because she's so good with relationships. And so this will hopefully free her up a little bit to have a little more freedom to move around the building. Again, I talked about the interventions. I can't read my notes. It's time for students to do something. Oh, refocus. Sullivan School District, they were the school that was presenting to us on this, and they said that one thing that they weren't expecting were the athletes, who said that, they have a late night, they knew they had to get through the first 4 hours, they could take a little break. Our library will be the quiet room. They come in here, they even take like a 10-minute nap, wake up, get refocused. They know they have a test 6th hour. They would take that focus time to get ready for the test 6th hour instead of staying up late to cram for it that night. And so a lot of positives there. The relationship piece, I think, is the biggest thing. The responsibility, building that into the kids, because, they're getting ready for the real world. And so to build up this responsibility. Something that we were told is don't be afraid to take it away. So if they're vaping in the bathrooms, you have a bad vaping problem, take it away for a week. If they're leaving messes all over the building, take it away. And so it'll be kind of a fluid program. So our plan is to run our normal schedule through Labor Day. And then after Labor Day, the first day of every week, if it's a Monday or a Tuesday, they'll meet with their Bulldog Block teacher, so we'll do a normal schedule again, and they will do grade checks and attendance checks. And after that, so the rest of the week will be Bulldog Break. And so we'll move into that schedule at that time. What we handed you is what we'll hand to the kids and teachers and go over that with them and kind of explaining what it is and what it isn't. So, what am I forgetting?
PLCs.
Oh yeah, PLCs. So the teachers, they'll have a 25-minute lunch. They'll either have a duty where they're supervising, or they'll meet with me, Caitlin, or Kyra for a PLC, a professional learning community.
to talk about assessments and data and things like that, what units they're on, what's their plan for the week. So you can meet with us on that, or they can have club meetings during that time also.
This is good stuff.
It's either gonna be really good or I have to update my resume.
I appreciate your approach to be unconventional.
Yeah.
I mean, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I think this is great stuff. I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
And you guys will have, like, if you've got an issue out the north end of the football field, you guys have
Yeah,
radios.
radios. The teachers out there, if I remember right, it's Kim and Jeff a lot, Jeff Brown, and the PE teachers all have radios.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Will the exterior doors be unlocked during
No.
that entire time?
No.
How will?
We have
students-
teachers by the doors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
And they can't go out and go to Sonic and get a drink and come back. The
Okay.
campus is still closed.
And there's multiple outside, so if someone falls whenever they need walked into the nurse, one could walk them in while one stays with everyone else out there. So they can kind of split that way too.
You have it supervised enough so that some of the kids won't try to skate and do the whole 50 minutes in the lunchroom. Is that 25-minute bell will ring and then they have to do something else at that time?
If they want to stay in there, they can.
So they can stay in there
Yeah.
the 25, or the whole 50?
Full 50 if they want.
Pending they don't have a bad grade or have an appointment with a teacher.
Okay,
Mm-hmm. Right.
okay.
And honestly, there's a percentage of kids who won't eat lunch, so they'll just stay in the commons, or they'll find a teacher or somebody and just stay with them. Because a lot of our teachers won't. They'll want to give up their lunch breaks to work with kids. Mr. Carmody, that guy, we have to force him to take a break, you know, because he just wants to help kids. We have several teachers like that.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Everybody wants a little flexibility in their day.
Right.
Give it a shot, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Can you let us know how it goes?
Yeah. Just read the community page, you'll know.
Yeah, just see the kids' reaction, like,
The kids, so I started talking to kids in April, is that when it was?
Yeah, right when we got
And they're like, seriously, this is awesome. And so they're excited, and we'll really reinforce it. It's your responsibility, like, you can lose it. So it's whatever you want it to be.
You lost the phones, but you gained this.
Well, then I was like, oh, they could be on their phones during the break. I'd be okay with that. And then the walk came out, I'm like, oh, never mind. So, yeah.
Or have to talk to each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess it's social
Crazy.
interaction, yeah.
Right, exactly, which is a good thing.
Robbie, I appreciate it. I think you're building the trust in these kids, and this is your building, and you're running it the way it ought to be ran.
Well, thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next item is the Success Ready Student Network.
Smith.
Yes. So Success Ready Student Network is a network opportunity that I've kind of been tracking for the application window to open since last fall. So way back when APR scores came out I met up with another school district curriculum director, and she kind of introduced me to the Success Ready Student Network. So it is a professional learning network that partners with districts who are selected from the application process to teach them about competency-based learning. So this is getting away from that end-of-the-year standardized test report and really implementing those benchmark assessments such as R-VII. So down the long road, kind of overviewing, some districts in the Success Ready Student Network are able to use their iReady scores for their APR scores, to where we're using our MAP and EOC scores. So again, it's kind of been a long time coming. So the more I've dove into this, applications are now open. So applying, and if we get selected for the Success Ready Student Network, we would be partnering with this network, who's also now partnered with DESE, so they have a collaboration going. We would receive professional development on how to build those competency-based assessments that we can give in the classroom throughout the year that's not just a standardized test. So more of those projects, more of those real-world learning opportunities. So instead of that paper, pencil, or online assessment at the end of each unit, we're evaluating their mastery of standards throughout the unit and watching their progression of mastery. So again, the requirements, they really just are coming in. They are teaching us, leadership, teachers, what competency-based learning is and how we can implement it into our classrooms. So if we are selected to join the innovation zone, we in the future have the opportunity to apply for the systems design zone, and districts that are in that network, those are the ones that are using their iReady scores for their scores on the APR. So once a district has a solid, firm foundation in competency-based learning, those are now the ones, okay, you have great, solid assessments in place in your district. Lack of a better term, we trust you that these assessments can now be used for APR scores. So again, I've been waiting for this opportunity, for this window to open up. I'm super excited. I mean, longer the days, I guess, end of the unit, paper pencil tests. Let's track them throughout the unit, catch those kids that are falling behind, not waiting until the end of the unit or the year to see where they're at. So applications are due November 15th, so plans are to start working on the application. It is a lengthy process. We have to film ourselves with kind of where we're at with knowledge of competency-based assessments, and then they kind of evaluate what our district would need then if we're selected. So, yeah. Kind of where our world in education's headed, so yeah. And so in the packet too, something that I thought was interesting is the state of Missouri DESE did apply for I think it was a grant, or a process. So Missouri was the only state selected in the United States to pilot a new assessment. So there will be school districts who are already in the Success Ready Student Network that are going to pilot not the MAP test, not the EOC test, but a more iReady-like assessment that's given throughout the year, not just that end of the year assessment. So joining this, if that's where Missouri DESE assessment heads, we would kind of be ahead of the game. So that was another interesting fact I learned that just came out last week.
Any other questions?
Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. And the final discussion item is the elementary building update.
All right, well, I'm just gonna kind of let you know where we are currently, what the committee's been up to with the elementary project. So, the Community Input Committee, met last week and looked at a flyer and some information, had good discussion about really how to start getting that information out there to the community about the needs of the building and the students and teachers. So that they're gonna have some information available at their open house, just flyers to put out and make available for families to get. Now also, they're gonna have a little activity down at Macquarie I don't want to try to explain it because I'll mess it up, but there will be pictures of it when they get done with sticky notes and kids like, what do I want in my school and what would I like to have in my classroom and things like that to get the students and the families involved with the planning process as well. Traffic study will happen early in the fall, so they will be in, I might even have dates and I've forgotten them, but after that initial rush, as much as we would love them all to see the chaos that is first week of school traffic, they like to get a typical traffic study. So I've been working with BHC and IDS on that. So a couple weeks after school starts, they'll be in to do that traffic study out there on Cox School Road and Double O and several surrounding areas. Then they write a report, then it goes to MoDOT, and then we get that information back to help make decisions, so to improve that traffic flow. So just a little kind of information and where we are and where we will go. So this is some information from LJ Hart on suggested ballot measure timelines. So in the fall, you would have discussions with staff, board, and community, which is what we're doing. Determine bonding capacity. Again, will come with the tax rate and with some of the discussions about growth. Draft ballot language will be coming out this fall, and then, of course, you finalize the ballot language in the winter, so we can get on the ballot by January
27th,
something. That might be on the next slide. So that's kind of what we're doing now. So November, December timeframe, we would approve the ballot language resolution. October to December, the committee would be, we've organized a committee that would prepare information for the meetings, and I've got some dates for those meetings that I'll give you here in a minute. January 27th is when that would be due to the counties. January to March would be community information meetings where we would go out and present to community groups and invite people in to see the building and provide information about new building and financing and all of those things that are coming together now will be knowns by the winter, so we'll be able to provide good information. And then April 7th is election day. So meetings are scheduled, so with IDS to come to talk to the Macquarie staff on 3 different occasions actually at Macquarie with the teachers and gather their feedback. And then we have 2 meetings scheduled also for the community to invite them in, and IDS will be on site to gather input from them as well. So that's the flyer that will be available for families. Just some information about the current building and some of the challenges that we face, and then a little bit of information on there as well about the possibility of a new building and cost. So those meetings we've got scheduled for September 23rd and November the 4th. Both of those will be at Macquarie Elementary. And again, those will be the meetings that the architecture firm will be here for those and for the community that will be invited to attend and offer their input and suggestions for the new building. Happy to answer any questions if I can, or if you have any.
I have a question. So, these are all estimations, and it's impossible to decide exactly how much this levy, needs to be to a T to finish this school. So, in essence, there could potentially be situations where we'd have excess, and we would be really specific with the stakeholders and we would say, hey, if we do end up having extra money by the time this levy plays out, like, what are we going to do with those funds? Or we can let them know ahead of time, right? Like what the plan would be, or.
Well, we won't.
I mean, it would be impossible to know for sure.
We won't know the exact dollar figure until the project goes out for bid.
Yeah.
We haven't anticipated that $45 million is what we anticipate.
But if we did have excess, would it be possible right now to say, hey, this is kind of part of our long-term plan? Like, I know we've talked about some of those things before, like this is what we would do with the extra funds.
We would have more, as the fall progresses, we'll have more discussions about what that could be. Because, you're gonna have an expense tied into what happens with that building next.
Yeah.
Even if it was a complete demolish, which I don't know, we haven't had that discussion. But even if it was, there's an expense involved there. So, yes, as the fall progresses and as we start to identify specifics, we'll start to have some.
And I realize it's impossible to know exactly how it's gonna play out, but my biggest thing is that we're as transparent as possible with the stakeholders. That way they know, hey, this is what the plan is. Some of these things may not come to fruition. We know what the school's gonna happen, but like, if and when, potentially these are the other things. That way they know exactly where their money is gonna go.
And how Kat explained it to me was that the levy that is Kat still here? Hi. The levy increase for Fund 4, we would basically take out like a mortgage. So we would get that money like as soon as it passed, and it would take us 20 years to pay off that mortgage.
Correct.
So that levy would be there for 20 years in Fund 4. And after that,
and it would
be
sunset after 20 years, yes.
Which I think was a big back and forth with the city on what they were gonna do with their increase for the police station. So I think it's just important to know that information.
To let the stakeholders know
That
hey, this is
it will
the end
sunset
of 20 years.
after 20 years. Yeah.
Good stuff. Sorry, that wasn't, I guess that was kind of a question.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm just trying to understand.
This is the last slide, so if you have anything else, I'll answer, and if not.
It seems like the last thing, obviously, on the list is like, what would current Macquarie become? That's probably down the road. Has there been any more discussion out of the committee or in general on what those options would be?
No, not a lot. Really, the only thing, I guess really the only thing we know for sure is the gym is in pretty good shape. So, you know, even if it is demolished or if it is turned into something else, the gym's still in good enough shape. We'd be able to use it for school activities. Parks and Rec uses it a lot. It would still be available for the same things it is now.
I think we'll just make during these community engagement meetings, keep an ear, that's gonna come up.
Right.
And we need to be thinking about what kind of input are we getting on that. It's not
Yeah, for sure.
elementary.
Yeah, I think that,
Use that opportunity to get that input for that as well.
yeah, it seems like an easy thing to kind of tack on the end, but when I talk to people, it's the tax impact and it's what's been worried. So I agree that we need to keep that at the forefront a little bit.
And I think that's something really the committee should decide almost. I mean, with all those people that are on there from within the community, they should decide, not
Yeah.
necessarily us.
For
You know,
sure,
they
no.
should say, hey,
They
this
should
is what
make the
we're.
recommendation.
Well, that's,
the board needs to
I mean, that's
decide.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not officially decide, but say, hey, this is what we're thinking, so,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it needs to align with needs of the district.
yeah.
One other question, Roger, on the, suggested ballot measures timeline, it said October to December, organize committee, prepare information for meetings. What committee are you talking about there?
So we're just ahead of the game. The committee we have, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
This
gotcha.
was,
Yeah.
this was from, have you yet to?
LJ.
Hart,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is LJ
Yeah.
Hart.
Okay.
And that's kind of their recommendations, and yeah, we're just a little bit ahead on that one, so, which is great.
Okay.
Yeah, the committee's done a lot of great things already, so.
So, yeah, as board continue to, as you talk to folks, continue to press them to get engaged, talk to committee members, and be looking for lots of opinions, lots of feedback, lots of community engagement, community-driven ideas.
And we'll get these community meetings advertised out too.
Are you going to publish that flyer on social media after open house? Or the website, or?
We will, it's strictly informational, so it's probably something that we could put out there as well, yeah.
Because it's not campaigning.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
we're not telling anybody to go vote for it, we're just
Right.
saying, truly, here's where we are at the building, and here's where we'd like to go, and what it might take to get there,
Yeah, just wanna get it into as many hands as possible.
Okay, thanks for the update, William. We'll move on to action items. First action item is the conflict of interest ordinance.
Yeah, this is, every other year, the board is required to do this by Missouri Ethics Commission. Approving this will fulfill that responsibility until September of '27.
Okay. And I need a motion approval.
So, second.
All in favor? Pass again this year.
Success.
Next item is the AI handbook. This is the second reading.
Yes, so you took the words out of my mouth. So I presented back in July the Artificial Intelligence Handbook to be able to push out to staff. AI is ever evolving, so this just provides our staff and students some guidelines with proper usage of artificial intelligence. So looking for approval of the AI handbook as presented.
Any follow-up questions for that? Any motion?
Second.
All in favor? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Now the enhancement grant.
Yeah, this year the state has opened up an additional round of the enhancement grant for this upcoming school year. As part of the new ag engineering class, Mr. Collins attended a course training this past summer. And because the engineering course falls under Ag Ed and CTE, the supplies for the course are eligible for the enhancement grant. By going this avenue to purchase the class materials, the enhancement grant would cover 75%, and the district would pay the 25%. There's a detailed listing in there of the equipment and a description about the program as well.
Make a motion to approve the submission of the enhancement grant.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? That'll be me. Bond prepayment.
Okay?
Included in your board packet is a request to approve a bond prepayment for March of 2027. This request is in response to an excess balance in the debt service fund, and the prepayment would be $1,275,000 and paid on March 1st, 2027 for the Series 2021 General Obligation Bond. This prepayment of principal would save the district $114,750 in future interest expense and shorten the repayment schedule by 1 year. We recommend that the board approve authorizing the prepayment of the Series 2021 General Obligation Bond as presented.
That wasn't the same. All that
No, that was 2022.
2022.
2021 was a refunding of a previous,
stuff. Okay.
actually, it might have been a refunding of the field, I believe.
Okay, any questions for Kat? If not, I will need a motion.
So moved.
All in favor? And finally, the 2025-26 tax rate.
We're asking for a formal approval of the tax rate information that was presented earlier this evening.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That brings us to closing out. You will need a motion to conduct a closed executive session, including any record or vote at the next scheduled meeting pursuant to statutes contained in chapter 610.021 RSMO.
So moved.
All in favor? Roll call.
Aye.
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 And aye. And now I need a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?